Right, here we go. Welcome to the stream. Round 3 of Season 4 of the League of Extraordinary Investigators. I am taking Arkham Pete through Return to the Devourer below. Confession time, I have only ever played the Devourer below once when I very first bought the game, and I've never been back. That's how well it went. So, I've got all my stuff laid out ready to do the randomising on the stream. In terms of my deck upgrades, all I've done, I only had 4 XP to spend, and thanks to Next Level Players for stitching me up by giving me a deck that couldn't cope with the last round. I failed miserably, only interviewed 2 cultists and came away with 4 XP. So all I've done, because I think the focus on this one is to be trying to get as many clues as possible to stop Umodoth from spawning, is I've switched out the 2 look what I found for the upgraded versions from the new Stellar Pack. So that is how my deck has changed. Just do a bit of shuffling on screen. My shuffle. That's my deck. Now let's do the randomisation of the set. Well, first of all, there's my chaos bag. Most importantly, I'm adding in the Elder Thing as per the instructions, but everything else is as outlined. Set up. Okay, I have my 4 agents of decks, and I've got a D4 here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is a 4. So we have this one. These 3 go away. I've already done some shuffling of this deck, so I'm just going to sort of try and seed them throughout the deck, and then I'll give it a shuffle. And I am certainly not a good enough shuffler to be able to manipulate this. I can't even shuffle it badly, never mind well. Hopefully this stream is working okay. Quick look on here. Can I see my own stream? I don't know. Right. Next is to sort out the locations. So if I remember right, we are randomly choosing 4 of these. We will start at 1. I have a D10 with 0 being the 10, so that's the 0. So I'll just roll this D10 4 times. So first of all, we have number 7. So 5, 6, 7. Number 10, number 1, and number 3. And I had already shuffled them up as well beforehand, so I don't know before I laid them out on the table. So that's our locations, and these all get removed from the games. I'm going to just double check that it is 4. I'm 95% sure that it is. Yeah. Remove the other 6 from the game. So we start at the main path. path is connected to all 4 Arkham Woods locations. Probably doing this wrong. Okay, see that all right? I'm starting with my 5 resources, 1 mental trauma. I have Duke in play, hopefully he won't get killed straight away this time. And because, oh god, it cultists out. The cultists who got away last time were, where are we? Hill, Narrowgath. Where are they? Narrowgath was the back of the return. Wasn't he? So there's Narrowgath. We have Gold Priestess still alive as well. They're not in the pack I've just shuffled into here, are they? Can't be. Gauge brain, let's just look them up. Sorry about this. Alma. Should be in at the. Ah, she's in the. They're in the. Return to. Set, aren't they? Cult of Mordoth. There we go, so I'm after combat campaign. I'm after Our Hill. I need Ruth Turner, I need Herman Collins, and Alma Hill, and Narrowgath. There we go. It's just no matter how much you prepare, there's always something you miss. So, here we have our 4 cultists and Narrowgath. I'm assuming Narrowgath counts, he's down as being a cultist. Do I need to set them aside? I can't remember. No, it's just a case of putting Doom on the agenda. Oh well. Engage brain. Make life more difficult for myself, eh? But the Gold Priest definitely has to go in the deck because he is still alive. Yeah, Gold Priest is still alive. Tick. Shuffle him into the deck, start playing the scenario. There we go. I'm 14 minutes into the stream and I still haven't started playing yet. What a great start. Apologies for this slightly wonky angle here. I can't quite get my camera position directly above my table since getting a new camera stand. So I'll get it higher and get more of the table in, but it has to stay slightly wonky. Right, give my deck one final shuffle. Do my opening hand. Well, first of all, let's read the agenda. Arkham Woods. From interrogating members of the conspiracy within Arkham, you have learned that they are performing a rite of vengeance in response to the destruction of one of their master's lairs. You have entered the woods outside Arkham to try and stop them. The woods seem unnaturally cold and filled with deathly silence. So that's a limit of 4 doom, but we're starting with 2 on the clock because of the cultists who got away. Act 1A, investigating the trail. The evidence you've gathered has led you to the woods south of Arkham, where you believe a ritual to summon a being called Umordorth is about to take place. Steeling your resolve, you set forth deeper into the woods, hoping to find the site of this ritual. 3 clues to advance. Okay, so starting with good old Dukey boy in play, and my opening hand is Trial by Fire, Vicious Blow, Resourceful, a weakness, Lita, and Take Heart. So, Lita is benefit against monsters only. Not sure how many monsters there are in this deck. Resourceful is no good at the moment. I think I will ditch Trial by Fire. I'm tempted to ditch Lita actually. She's going to boost my fight. Which I guess is useful if I'm fighting with Duke, because Duke changes my base fight to 4, so that +1 still applies, I'm reading that as. I'm going to ditch Take Heart. In fact, I'm going to ditch the lot, because I want clues. 1, Resourceful. 2, look what I found. 3, 4, 5. So that's 2 Live and Learns, an upgraded Look What I Found, a Resourceful, and a Perception. Probably should have kept Lita. Never mind, eh? Right, let's reveal our opening location, the main path. Shroud 2, no clues. It's connected to each other woods location, and I can just resign. Shall I do that? Shall I do that? Shall I? That joke's never going to get old. Right. Okay, let's just dive in, shall we? I've got a handful of events and skills, so it's not as though I've got any tooling up to do. Resourceful is no good at this stage, but I have Perception and I have 2 Live and Learns. So let's move to the first Arkham Woods. Action 1, move. And it's a Force Shroud. Of course it's a Force Shroud. Forced, after an investigator at this location succeeds at a skill test on a treachery, that treachery gains Surge. Right, I'm going to put my red marker thing on there to remind me that there is potentially something I need to bear in mind. Because I do forget stuff all the time. Right, so I'm tempted to dip back to main path and to another Arkham Woods and to try and wring out the benefit of Look What I Found, but then I'm using 2 moves to do that, which kind of defeats the object. I should have exhausted Duke, shouldn't I? But I've revealed that information now, so anyway, I'll exhaust Duke. I've wasted action there, so I'll exhaust Duke to investigate with 4 on a 4, putting in, let's put a clue token on there, putting in a perception to make me 6 on a 4. 6 on a 4, and I draw a skull, which is minus X number of monsters. There are 0 monsters, so that's a success. And the third action, I am just going to move back to the main path. Right, no enemies in play. Ready, Duke. Card, another perception, and a resource. Now 6 resources. Do them on the agenda. We go to 3 out of 4, and an encounter card, which is Acolyte of Umurdotha. So he's a humanoid, he's a monster, he's a ghoul. So he is with me here. 332. And while he's engaged with an investigator with no cards in his or her hand, he cannot be evaded. Okay. So action 1 is going to have to be fight with Dukey Boy. So Duke is attacking with 4 on a 3. It's not really anything I mean, there's no point in committing a live and learn to that. So let's just go with a 4 on a 3. -1. That's a pass. So that is. So he's doing +1. That's 2 damage. No, not on Duke. 2 damage on the Acolyte. Second action, I wonder whether to just evade him and move on, because I'm only fighting with a 2 at the moment, and I don't have much I can throw in on that. So I'm going to evade him 4 on a 2. 4 on a 2, held a sign, ready Duke. So that's quite good actually, 4 on a 2. So I've readied him, I've evaded him, I mean. So he is at that location. And I will now exhaust Duke to move and investigate to the second Arkham Woods location. 1 clue. When you move out of this location, test head of 3. If you fail, cancel the effects of the move. Right, and so Duke's Investigator is a 4 on a 3. I'm going to log my other perception in. I didn't draw a card for the last perception. So let's draw that now. And now I'll commit the perception this time. So I'm now doing 4, 5, 6 on a 3. 6 on a 3, and I draw a -3. That's a pass. I get my second clue. I gain a card for using perception. So I have 2 clues. That is my third action. I fought, I evaded, I move investigated. Right. Hunter enemies move, enemies attack. No, because he's exhausted. Ready card, so he readies and just sits there. Not engaged with me. Until I come back. Card and a resource. Vicious Blow. And a resource. Doom, we go to 4 out of 4. So the agenda advances. Throughout the woods a shrieking cry echoes. From somewhere deeper in the forest a score of hideous voices answer the call, inhuman as the baying of hounds and yet articulate, repeating a singular name. O Mordoth, O Mordoth, O Mordoth. Shuffle the encounter discard pile. What encounter discard pile? Into the encounter deck, discard cards from the top until a monster is discarded and spawn that enemy at the main path and then place a doom on that enemy. And now each monster gets +1 fight and +1 evade. So I'm going to take that. He's a monster. Okay, so we discard until we get a monster. Monster. Young deep one. So he also has +1 and spawns at the main path as well. I now see the error in my ways of leaving that acolyte there, but at least I have the Vicious Blow, but I've got unexpected courage in the bagging area too. But anyway, I also need an encounter. Getting ahead of myself, and I draw H Devils. So Doom is on its way, which is fine because I've already got 2 enemies to deal with here. So I'm going to have to move in and I'm going to have to fight right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to action 1 move. These 2 guys engage me. So that's action 1. Action 2, so Duke's ready. I will fight with Duke. I will attack the young deep one. I will commit Vicious Blow. So I am now fighting with a 5 on a 4. 5 on a 4. Oh, after he engages me, I take a horror. So I'm doing a 5 on a 4. And I think I'm going to commit Take Heart just in case it fails. So 5 on a 4. Come on, +1, where are you? 5 on a 4. +1. Okay, so I do +1 damage through Duke, +1 damage through Vicious Blow, so I've killed the young deep one. So that's 2 actions. In third action, I do a normal fight on the acolyte who is on 4. I'm 2. Let's they are in my discard pile now. Let's commit a resourceful. So that puts me on 3. Unexpected courage, that puts me on 5. 5 and I've got 2 live and learns. So I do 5 on a 4. Again, that's a bit close comfort. 5 on a 4. Elder Thing. -5. Okay. So that's a fail. He's not got Retaliate. I will play Live and Learn. After I fail a skill test, try again with +2. So now I'm fighting 4 on a 4. They're gone. 4 on a 4. Don't like these odds, but I can do it again, can't I? 4 on a 4. +1. He's dead. That was my third action. So I'm no further forward, but I've taken the enemies off. One more clue to advance the act. Right, no enemies in play. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I gain a magnifying glass. So I'm now at 6, 7, 8 resources, and I've not spent a penny. Okay, Doom. That flipped to 2 out of 5, and our encounter is Rotting Remains. Oh, test head. Drop 3. Head is 4. I could try and fend the horror off by throwing Live and Learn in, because if I fail, I'm taking up to 3 horror, which is enough to kill me on my own, or kill Duke, or get us both halfway to death. So rightly or wrongly, I'm going to throw in that to at least put me on a 5 on a 3. 5 on a 3, -2, it's a good job I did. So, no horror taken. I lived and learned. Okay, action 1. I will investigate the 3rd location. Move and investigate. 1 shroud again. 3 shroud, 1 clue. Each enemy at this location cannot take more than 1 damage from each attack performed against it. Anyway, I'm doing a 4. I can fast play magnifying glass. I think the timing's right. Well, I'm sure I'll get penalised if not. So that puts me on a 5 on a 3. 5 on a 3, and I draw that +1 again. Wow. 3rd clue. And I'm going to advance while I'm here rather than at the main path. So that was my first action? That was my first action, wasn't it? So let's investigate the trail. Scattered throughout the forest, you've seen glyphs and arcane sigils in various places, etched into the bark of the trees, carved upon the faces of stones and dripped in blood upon the ground. Though you cannot decipher these glyphs, you notice that most of them tend to face south. Following these signs lead you by twists and turns towards a cave in the darkest and coldest part of the forest. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees. Just realised I've not been reconnecting these markers, have I? Sort that out in a minute. Put the set aside ritual. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees, blocking the only path to the cave. Put the set aside ritual site into play if it is not already in play. Search the collection. So I did need the cultists for each of the cultists who got away and spawn them at the main path. I wasn't imagining things then. So everything moves up, doesn't it? Got Ruth, Herman, Alma and Narragath all here. Oh dear. The remaining cultists have followed you into the woods to try and stop you, and now they block your path to the objective. They stand ominously beneath the overhanging trees, silent sentinels in the night. You must defeat them or sneak past to gain access to the site of the ritual. Okay, so what have we got here? We have Ruth, we have Herman, we have Alma, and we have Narragath. What a motley crew to try and get past. This isn't happening, is it? I've done that right, haven't I? Spawned them at the main path, not the ritual site. So they're here. So I have somehow got to get past all 4 of those. They have all got +1 fight and +1 evade. I'll put these markers on as a reminder. This is where I wish I'd... Oh, I need my track shoes, don't I? Have any of them got Hunter? Narragath has Hunter. I need my track shoes. I have a pair of track shoes in here. Narragath's going to come to me on this turn, on the end of this turn. So far all I've done is a Duke Vestigate, didn't I? Do I just sit here and draw? Maybe I do. Second action, draw. Leave it. Oh, it's not going to be quick enough though, because Narragath's going to come and get me this round, this turn. Sorry, yes, that is track shoes, in case you weren't. I don't believe that. I really do not believe that. So third action, equip my track shoes. Wowzer. Okay. Hunter enemies move. So Narragath moves in, engages me. Enemies attack, so that's 1 damage, 2 horror. I'm going to put 1 horror on Duke and 1 on me, so that puts me on 3 out of 5, Duke on 1 out of 3, and then 1 damage as well, 1 out of 6 damage. Ready cards and gain a resource. Card, overpower, and a resource. Alright, 6 resources. Doom, we go to 3 out of 5. Encounter Ancient Evils. So we go to 4 out of 5. Right. So now I have Narragath engaged with me. He has 4 evade. I have 4 evade. He has 7 health. I can hit him for 2 once. I think it's time. I think I run away. I think I'm going to have to try and evade. Not much else I can do, is there? I can't kill him. He's going to keep hitting me until I die. So yeah, let's try this then. Let's lob in a look what I found, which is a waste, I know, for a single evade pip. I am going 3, plus 1 for the track shoes, 4, plus 1 for look what I found, 5 on his 4 evade. 5 on a 4 evade. That is uncanny. You saw my tokens before I put them in the bag. Narragath is evaded at the woods. That's action 1. Action 2. Mind you, I've got nothing to boost. I could be running straight into a mess here. My thoughts are, I move, I trigger track shoes, I successfully roll using my 4 on a 3 and then skip straight through to the ritual side. But I have nothing to boost my evasion with. Do I draw in the hope that I get something evasion-y, or do I risk it? But if I go straight in and I fail, all 3 of those engage me. That's the end of my turn. They do 1, 2, 3 horror. 1, 2. That will kill Duke but keep me alive, just. And they'll do 2 physical damage. This is a gamble. I think I draw and hope it's not a weakness. It's not, it's a lucky. Right, this is it then. Okay, so that's action 2 was draw. Action 3, we move. Before these guys engage me, trigger track shoes. So that's 3 plus 1, 4. A 4 on a 3 test. 4 on a 3 test. -2, that's a fail. But I pay 1 for lucky to add +2 to that. So I pass, which means I skip straight through into the ritual site. Reveal the ritual site. As soon as you enter the ritual site, advance. When you enter the cave, the air grows cold and your nostrils are assaulted by the pungent smell of blood and rot. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the deck. Discard cards until an enemy is discarded. Spawn each enemy at the ritual site. I should have spent those 3 clues, so I don't have clues anymore. Shuffle these back in here. Right, or was it discard until an enemy is discarded? Is it an enemy? Yeah, just an enemy, so it doesn't have to be a monster or anything. So we'll go doom. Oh, and these are discard. Oh, there goes an ancient evil. There goes a rot remains. It's a young deep one. So they are discarded, it said. So the young deep one is engaged with me. After he engages with me, take a horror. Okay. That is bad timing, because now he's going to kill me. No, he's not. He's just going to hurt me. Right. Okay, hunter enemies move. No, they don't, because he's exhausted, and those three are not hunter. Enemies attack, so that's one of each from the young deep one. So one physical. And I'm sorry, Duke, the horror has to go on you. So that's, you're on 2 out of 3 horror, because I'm already on 4 out of 5. Okay. Ready cards. Card and a resource. Impromptu barrier. And a resource. And because of the agenda, he's got an extra fight and evade. And he's a hunter as well. Right. We should have 2 clues on the ritual site. And it's spend a clue to place a clue on the act. And if there are 2 clues per investigator on the act, advance. So I need to get both of those clues on there. So it's 2 actions to get the clues, 2 actions to put them over there. So I need to deal with him this round. He should be ready now. Next round he'll move here, round after that he'll move here. So I've got basically 2 rounds. Mind you, the agenda's advancing, who knows what's going to happen there. It's going to be a Mordoth, isn't it? Okay, anyway, I'm planning ahead again, aren't I? Doom, so the agenda advances. A dark presence approaches and you are assaulted by invisible pressures that bring you to your knees. A terrible force threatens to invade your mind and soul. Your throat clenches and your eyes water as the sensation burns through you. In player order, each investigator must test head of 6. Each investigator who fails must search the collection for a random basic madness weakness and add it to his or her hand. Not deck, hand. Okay, test head of 6, and this is where I remember I haven't got the weakness ready. I'm failing because my head is 4 and I cannot boost it. So we'll do this anyway. 4 minus 1, 3. And it was paranoia or thingy-phobia, wasn't it? Paranoia or amnesia? I think I'm going to go for paranoia purely because of that is nasty though. I'm going to lose all my money now. I'm going to lose all my money, but then again I only have 2 cards in hand, and that Mordoth's Grasp or whatever it is would probably kill me anyway. So paranoia, revelation, discard all your resources. 6 resources gone like that. Ouch. Okay, and we're not done yet. We have an encounter. It's the cool beast. So the Gold Priest is now engaged with me. And I didn't finish reading this, did I? I'm reading the wrong one, aren't I? There we go. Vengeance awaits. I did that. Yeah. I've had my weakness. If we are at Act 1, we're at Act 3A. Discard all... Hang on, let me get this timing right, because Gold Priest, I haven't drawn that yet. And this is still part of advancing the agenda, which is before I draw the encounter card, which is a shame because I now know I could be getting rid of the Gold Priest. If the discard all enemies at the ritual site and spawn Umordoth there. That +1 has now gone away. Discard the young one, but spawn Umordoth. And when he enters play, place a resource for each act remaining in the act deck. Well, this is Act 3, so does that mean no resources get added? What's classed as an act remaining? Does the current one count? So he's got 10 health and a fight of 5. Should Naragath have moved by now? I've got a feeling he should have, or was that only the last turn that he readied? I think he should be here now, shouldn't he? Right. What am I going to do, guys? I don't have Lita. What's the league points? Half a point per damage on him. So if I get Lita, did I get my card on overrules? I'm trying to think now what the sequence of things was. So at what point did I have to discard? So that was by advancing the agenda. So yes, I would have lost, gained drawn. Yeah, so that would have got my that impromptu barrier must have been what I just drew then. So my evasion is 4. I don't have Lita on me. Evasion 4, 3, 4. I could do a Duke fight. That would be a 4 on a 5. I'm just going to Google that Vault of Earthly Demise. I've got a feeling it should be that if you're on Act 1 you're adding 2 resources, if you're on Act 2 you add 1, if you're on Act 3 you don't add any. So from the rules reference, the act or agenda on top of the deck is referred to as the current act or agenda. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I am going to die. But I may as well die properly. We're just going to reread the trigger. Act 2 or 3, discard 1. The intersplay place 1 resource on this card for each act remaining on the active. I'm going to put 1 on anyway, just so I can't be accused of getting it wrong. So he gets +1 health, and his fight is now 6. So I think I just wait for him to smack me and then I die. I think that's it really. What can I do? I've got no money, so I can't play the event. I've got an overpowered, so I can do a Duke fight. So I'm doing 4 fight, +2 from overpower, 6 on a 6. 6 on a 6. 6 on a 6. Elder sign, ready Duke. Whoa. So that's a +2, so that's a pass. Duke does 2 damage. 1, 2. That's a single point. Duke is readied. So I was going to say I'll do it again, but overpower is spent now. But because it was successful, I draw a card and I draw Leader Chandler. Oh wow. Okay. Action 2. Throw Lita in. It's only after her. Throw Lita in to spare our lives. Action 2. Resolution 3. Wow. Resolutions. Resolution 3. Ashcan is still alive. In the face of this horror, you don't believe there's anything you can do to stop it. You have one hope. You turn on Lita and throw her at the terrible monstrosity, watching in dread as its swirling void-like mass consumes her. She cries out in torment as the life is sucked from her body. Ormodoth, the cultist Chandler. Lita Chandler vanishes without a trace. For a moment you fear the creature will now turn on you, but you hear one of the cultists say, Ormodoth is a just god who claims only the guilty and the dead. Go and you shall be spared. The swirling mass vanishes and warmth and light returns to the woods. The cultists slink away, leaving you alive. Lita's last moments are forever etched upon your memory. 2 physical and 2 mental trauma. The guilt of over-sacrificing haunts forever. Add a random madness and add it to my deck. And that draws unspeakable oath, bloodthirst. Really? Okay. Proceed. And I gain victory points of 0. Not that it matters. No locations have victory points. There we go. Thank you for watching. Nobody's watching. Is anybody watching? I don't think they are. Oh, one person's watching. Hello, whoever you are. Right. So there we go. That's the end of my entry into the league. Dexter was killed in round 1. Pete took a mental trauma in round 2. But we sacrificed Lita and saved the world in round 3. Sorry, Lita, but you did basically break into my house, cause a ritual, and resulted in me burning. No, I didn't burn it down, did I? Never mind. But I might have done. Brilliant. Well, thank you for watching. The League of Extraordinary Investigators will return in probably about 3 or 4 weeks with the Circle Undone, and we are possibly going to be mixing it up, having a combination of some people playing true solo and some people playing two-handed solo, so that will be interesting. Okay, thanks for watching again, and we shall see you next time. Bye.